2 of my 30-day live challenge, and it's also day 7 of the 7 sins of job search. And 7th sin is lust. So today we're talking about lusting after the higher up job titles and why it's not necessarily a super good idea. If you don't know me, I'm Diana Nostrom, and I help. I'm a bit tired. It's late. I help international with academic degrees look for jobs, teach you how to look for jobs in Denmark. So basically, why you should stop chasing the job titles is because it's not always the best way to figure out if a job is the right job for you. If we look at my previous job, or one of my previous jobs, I had the title supervisor, but that doesn't say a lot, right? So a supervisor can be a lot of different things. It doesn't really say a lot about the level. It doesn't say a lot about the job. The only thing I think that job title says is that I'm supervising something or someone, right? That's basically it. So there's some kind of responsibility in that title, and that's nice, right? Know that I had some kind of responsibility in a job. So that also means that when you are looking for your next job, think about what is it that you want to do? What are the tasks you want to be working with? Because in some cases, the companies might call it different things. So instead of applying for a specific job or a specific job title, look at what are the tasks in there instead. I am so sorry. Whew, this is going to be really good on the channel after. Oh wow. So yeah, sorry, it's late. But look at the job titles, or don't look at the job titles. Stop chasing the job titles and start looking at the actual tasks that you're going to be looking at in those specific jobs. Because the thing is, you don't want to discard jobs that would actually match you based on the title of the job. Hi guys, feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you after my little spiel here about this and my few examples here. So basically, a really good example of this is that I was working with a client at some point, and she was like working, or she had experience as, I think her title was project assistant, but she whenever she was looking for jobs, she was like jumping over the project manager positions because she was like, no, I don't have enough experience to do project management on my own. And she was like, that's not me because I don't have that experience. But when I then looked for positions there for her, I was like, okay, so what is your experience? What kind of, based on her CV, what kind of jobs would it be? And I found this project management position for her, and she looked at it and she was like, oh my God, this is exactly the kind of tasks that I've done before and that I would love to do now, but I would never have looked at that myself just based on the job title. So this is super important, right? Stop looking at the job titles because they might not actually tell you what it's all about. Also, if you see other people's CVs, there's a huge difference, right? In a previous job, I was a store manager. That was a part-time job next to my studies, and it was a really, really small store. But it's still called store manager, and that would be the same if I was in a super big chain. I could also be a store manager, but I promise you that the responsibilities and what I did was not the same at all. So it's really about, when you're looking for jobs, figuring out what are the specific tasks that you want to do and that you can do, that you have experience doing, so that you can look at that. And it's the same when you're then explaining what it is that you are gonna do, it is about telling them what you have done. So it's not about the fancy job titles. Of course, you write the job titles you've had, but it's also, and very much more so, about explaining in your CV about the titles you did have. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, this was the last of the 7 sentence videos. If you have questions, feel free to jump them or drop them in the comments. I might go live again tomorrow. I'm not sure. My original plan was to go live for 30 days in a row. Today's day 32. So yay, let's celebrate that. But let's see if I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. Maybe I will. I am Avia, I think maybe that's pronounced wrong, but from London. No, I am from Denmark. I'm Danish and I'm also living in Denmark. And that is also what I do in terms of I help international job seekers at an academic level look for jobs and teach you how to apply for jobs in the Danish market. I am not 67, but thank you. I know I look a bit tired today. So there's quite a few years, thank God, to 67 for me. So yeah, that is it for today. I'm gonna jump off to bed now and sleep. So I will maybe see you tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.